People ask me a lot how I got started, how I bought my first deal, how I got going in the business. And I usually say that I was a handyman and flipped a bunch of houses and then became a contractor and flipped even more houses for investors. And I flipped 1,000 houses before I flipped my first house. But it is a little bit more complex than that. I actually bought my first house when I was 18 and it was a piece of junk. I paid $10,000 for it, owner finance. It was in the barrio. I was the only one that spoke English. And it was not a well taken care of part of town, to say the least. And I lived there for about a year. And then whenever I got rid of it, I didn't make the best deal, but I had a kid on the way and couldn't stay in that rundown of a house. The area would have been fine, but the condition of the house was just not safe. And so I sold it and I made a little bit of money. And then I bought a little bit nicer place. And then turned out that that neighborhood was even worse. And so I was only there for a few months. One of the neighbors shot my dog and killed it. So that kind of destroyed me wanting to live there. And then the next place I bought, again, all these things were owner finance. And so I was actually flipping houses before I started officially flipping houses. Ignore my donkey in the background. The reality of it is that I needed a place to live. I needed a house and I knew I didn't have the credit. So I exclusively looked for deals that I could get owner finance. I made offers to people. I talked to people. I knocked on their doors. And the reality of it is, when I started flipping houses, that's what I did also. I just looked for owner financed deals because I had done it before. I was comfortable with it. I knew how to set myself up. And there's a lot of people out there that don't mind owner financing. There's a lot of advantages to the seller to owner financing. So if you can figure out what those are and present those to the seller in a reasonable way, you can make a lot of money by flipping houses that were owner financed, that you didn't have to come up with some gigantic down payment. You didn't have to pass credit checks. You didn't have to do all that stuff. The solution to any problem is just more effort. Be creative, be different, be blessed, bless others. Later.